Hello, you beautiful beings. Welcome to today's episode. Thank you for joining me, or welcome back. Today's topic of conversation is about going through the mud and recognizing that it's okay to go through the mud. It's okay to hit a really, really low point and recontemplate and question everything you're doing with your life and every direction that you thought you were committed to and clear upon and and now suddenly you're not quite sure. And it's okay. It's okay to get stuck in the muck. It's okay. And it's also okay to release. Like, I want to really talk about today how healing is not, it's not linear. It is not about taking the medicines and feeling better. It's not about, like I needed some healing, and for days and days and days, I've been trying to express this healing and let it come through my body and channel it and allow it or fix it or, all of the human ways we like to attempt and navigate and force life to be a certain way or to not be a certain way. And and I finally gave up, and sadness has succumbed my being the last couple days, which is funny because the previous videos I just shared are about feeling really good and how I have been feeling really great. And I'm feeling like we're coming out of this collective death process and rebirth process. And rebirth isn't always just a beautiful plant coming above the surface. Sometimes it's copious amounts of rain that feel new and heavy and overwhelming, new experiences or new ways of looking at the world or feeling in the body. And the most important thing is that we navigate with ease. And so to bring myself back, to bring us back to what I was saying is, I finally just put on some music that felt really good. I like to sing alone. And one of my personal struggles have been the throat chakra. And I've felt like I have a raspy voice for weeks and not really sick, but it feels like sick symptoms. And this is what I call ascension symptoms. So if you're experiencing your own kind of illness symptoms that resonate with what I'm saying for a couple weeks, but you're not necessarily getting sick, but you're not getting better, there's something within you that is trying to express itself. And so one of the ways in which I naturally just kind of felt called to express myself today was to sing. I had a song come on, and there's these two songs that come on, and I just like to belt. Is that how you say it? Or belt? Just really let myself rip. And I come into this beautiful forest and where I'm fully alone and I can scream bloody murder if I must, and just let myself get to a point of release that I wouldn't allow. But in all honesty, it took courage. To scream to the point where your eyes water. Feels like it takes so much strength. And the reason I'm sharing this is because it was something that didn't feel natural or like I was scared. I had fear to just let it rip, And so I feel like that might be significant in today's message is perhaps, oh my gosh, I almost stepped on this little guy. He's a slug. He just poked his eyes in because when they get scared, they hide. Come back out. There he is. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I just about stepped right on him. He's a big guy. So I had this fear to like let go, to really let myself get to the extreme of what expression I needed to let out. And it was absolutely, it was hard. It was really incredibly hard. And once I allowed myself to do that, I just felt better. Like I screamed and let out some tears and I just felt better. And now I'm here and I'm singing with the trees and walking with my dog, and sometimes it takes getting to that point. It takes pressing yourself beyond what's comfortable and really, really, really letting the expression come through in an appropriate and obviously like graceful, delicate manner in, the easiest way you can. It's not always going to be graceful. I tell you, me screaming in the forest wasn't super graceful, but I feel at ease now, and I can carry out my day feeling more at ease because of it. And so, I feel like what's coming through today is to allow yourself to uncomfortably let out what needs letting out in the, most appropriate way. Obviously, don't go beating anybody, but like grab a stick and beat a log or something, or whatever it is you need to express, whatever it is that requires some acknowledgement in your body. There's been a lot of sorrow and rage in the collective transformation because it's kind of part of our grieving process. And so when we allow ourselves to express the really uncomfortable emotions in ways that feel best for us, it will free up the space that's cluttering and weighing us down, that we might not even know about sometimes. And so I hope in some way, shape, or form this was able to help you today and support you on your journey wherever you are, and even those ugliest emotions, those ugliest shadowy parts of ourselves that don't feel worthy of expression or don't feel appropriate, don't feel right, like screaming bloody murder doesn't feel right. I wasn't actually, screaming bloody murder, but it sure sounded like it. And the release truly felt like there was nothing else that would have allowed me to get out what needed out. Does that make sense? And so if it seems really weird and odd in the way that you feel called to express yourself right now, as long as you're not harming anyone or any beings, and then let her rip, or harming yourself, of course. Sometimes expressing ourselves and our feelings look very odd to the world, and we judge it through a lens that suppresses it and diminishes it and throws it under a rug and sets it aside and tries to ignore it. But that's just keeping in what needs out, We need to let be heard what is crying for our support within us right now, because we truly are moving through one of the densest times in the collective death processes. Like this is the time in human history where people are going to look back and be like, what a time to be alive. And for us to move about our day with lacking that conscious awareness of, and being subtly angry about surface things that truly are just showing us deeper layers of our woundings and need for healing. Every little part of us, ugly, shameful, however we want to judge it or label it, deserves love. It deserves space. It deserves room to breathe. It doesn't mean we have to enact it all or live it, but it truly does mean that we must hold space consciously to acknowledge, I am grieving, I am letting go, and make a conscious decision in your being, in your mind, in your heart, and say, I'm letting go of this crap I'm holding on to. I'm letting go of this unhealthy pattern that I've been exercising or suppressing my need to express this way of, and I so often I practice emotional mastery, and it's something that I offer in personal sessions with clients, and it's my passion to understand and learn how to navigate our inner world with peace, grace, and harmony. But even I, myself, as a human, right, we struggle. We don't fully... Get some water. It's part of the human experience to slip up. It's part of the human experience to feel uncomfortable. It's part of the human experience to overcome. And and move past and let go and die. I don't mean physically. Yes, that happens eventually, but it's part of this very beautiful dualistic experience we're here to navigate. And so how silly would it be to try to ignore it? We require tenderness. We require moments of softening. And softening is one of the most courageous and strongest things us human beings can do. And I think that's a really important thing to bring into our awareness, because for so much of my life, I played the game that if I soften, I'm not strong. If I put down my guard, I'm weak. And that's the farthest from true. Those that are strongest have the courage to soften. Those that are strongest have the ability to show up vulnerable and uncomfortable, raw, and accept that rawness as a part of